Hello, everyone, and welcome to CEA's Mindful Moment, a series of brief videos illustrating basic mindfulness practices to help reduce stress and anxiety for teachers and for students. My name is Kate Field, and this week's episode is all about the healing power of birds. I've always loved birds, but I've spent a lot of time watching them these past few months since the pandemic began. Now I realize they have many mindfulness lessons to teach us. This little guy, for example, was a very special visitor. I'd actually never seen an oriole in my yard before. Excitedly, I put out oranges, and I waited for his reappearance throughout the day, and the next day, and the day after that. My disappointment at his failure to reappear surprised me. I found I desperately wanted that extravagant vermilion to brighten my day. I continued to put out oranges, but to no avail. I realized the oriole was just a visitor, merely passing through my yard on his way to someplace else. My sadness at that realization made me recognize something else, that his failure to reappear had clouded my joy in his original visit. The oriole taught me the need to reframe my perspective, to focus more on the joy of the visit rather than the sadness of his inevitable departure. That's the thing with joy. It's often an unexpected visitor who just can't stay for long. If you haven't read the book Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, I strongly recommend it. It's a book about writing, but it's also about living a mindful life. The title comes from an episode from Lamott's childhood. Her brother, who'd been procrastinating writing a paper about birds that was due the next day, is sitting at his desk, totally overwhelmed, and asks his father, "How am I going to do this? It's overwhelming." His father replied, "Well, bird by bird, buddy, bird by bird." That line remains one of the single best pieces of mindfulness advice I've ever heard. When I sit at my desk now, watching the birds, feeling overwhelmed by current events, work to do, and bills to pay, I think of that line. Bird by bird, buddy, bird by bird. Suddenly things seem a bit more manageable. Baby step by baby step, we inch closer to our goal. My father was an avid bird watcher, and he knew all the different bird songs. He could mimic their calls, and the birds would even answer him. He once told me that birds mainly just say the same thing over and over. "I'm here," one will call out. "Where are you?" "Here," says another one. "Well, they must say more than that," I said to my dad. To which my father replied, "Well, if you think about it, there really isn't much more that needs to be said." Today's mindfulness activity is simple. Just listen to the birds. Find a spot by an open window or your favorite tree and just sit and listen for 5 minutes. Can you make out the different notes in the bird songs? Can you hear one calling and one answering, "I'm here, where are you? I'm here, where are you? I'm here." Let their music wash over you, a symphony in different languages, all saying the same thing right in your backyard. Thank you for all you do. Please stay well.